Well, when I first read it, I had a different perspective. I think she, when I was 20 years ago, or maybe even 25 years ago, I think she was like, I didn't think Plato was the right person for what she was talking about. I, I when I read the book, and every time she said Plato, in my mind it was like Aristotle.
Mm.
And but the thing is that I also I recognize that her argument in terms of Plato being the Genesis.
Right.
The reason why I was thinking more of Aristotle is because that's what the Christianity and Catholicism became like that,
Right.
right?
Mm.
And they kind of adopted an Aristotelian approach. Um,
That's why I kind of wanted to see kind of just being like in the time periods because I know Plato, I guess he's what, 318 to 4 something. But I'm trying to figure out the time frames of like when Plato is writing this in comparison to Constantine, the Council of Nicaea, like when is all this happening at the same time? It's what's that one
well,
guy?
well,
Remember it, the
remember
flat earther?
the
What,
the
or the
the
one that first was like the earth is round to the flat earth.
are you talking about I don't know who you
Galileo,
Galileo,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. So when is he in all this? Just like the time frame.
Well, the thing is that at the Greeks were in Kemet for like about 300 some odd years, and they
Mm-hmm.
were in there studying. Like, they kind of took it over and stuff.
Right.
So it was not. It was. It took three. It was like three. The way the Europeans are dividing it is there were three like major invasions when the Wazunga took over, and but it was changing. Especially that's why some of us will argue that we don't like I'm one of them. After the 18th dynasty, I'm like not interested. After Akhenaten, I'm like nah, because Akhenaten took a foreign ideology and brought it into Kemet,
Right.
right? And now they're trying to say that they try to be saying paganism and all that, but and now we could, like, if y'all guys got any questions, because really our meeting gonna start at 7:30. I decided that the first half an hour, anybody got any question, want to talk about something else, that's what we're gonna do. And there should be some people coming in later at 8 o'clock. Victoria's coming in a little like around 7:15. The buckets will come in and so on, right? Um, but let me check if Ninyami got my
Oh yeah.
messages because he sometimes say he didn't get it. Hold on one second. Oops. Wow, that's terrible. I typed this all wrong. So a lot of people just there's a whole debate in terms of like the preference, which is best for, like, whether it's the 18th dynasty on up or
my water.
Well, I text him the link. Hopefully
It's it, yeah.
he gets it. I mean, I send him. Everybody got the same email.
No, yeah, Yami, yeah, in Yami. Mhm. It's like Nyame.
Niyami.
Nayami. Mm-hmm.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Mm-hmm. Send it both to his wife and yeah.
So I guess people are not gonna have any questions. Within this half an hour, they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'll come in at 7:30."
Yeah.
Well, that's when
And all the
libation starts.
questions are gonna happen at 7:30. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
trying to find fit
Well, the
everybody's
text
schedule.
is difficult. Yeah, it's hard to be on everybody's schedule. Seems like this is a difficult day for all the teachers, but I mean, I'm open to different days or anything, but as long as it's at a certain time, it just
I mean, the
depends.
thing is, Sunday. I'm thinking like during the week, everybody's reading and stuff like that, and I thought of doing it on Wednesday, but people are like saying, "Oh, can't do it on Wednesdays." I
Yeah, that'll
tend to
probably be
like.
harder people to read by then. So it's
Well,
like a catch
what
22.
I was thinking is they could read the book during the weekend by Wednesday.
Mhm.
But we make excuses for reason not to read anything. Anyways,
Mhm.
we're talking about the major. I have a study where like 85% of the people do not read, do not have any books, do not have any newspapers, do not have anything in their house, even writing utensils. 85% of Americans. Yemi, you okay?
Yeah, I forgot I have to go back downstairs to get my water.
Mute your microphone.
Oh my mic is not my bad. I mean
You're
I'll
like,
find my phone.
ah.
Because I was going down the steps. Sorry.
It's loud. It's picking it up real good.
How do I mute my mic from my phone?
Let me see if okay. She muted her mic. Yeah, so I'm assuming people are just gonna come at 7:30
Yeah.
or before then. I
I
know
think Linda's was saying about coming in around that time.
yeah, Sunshine already hit me up. She's like she broke her understanding down, and she like, am I getting it? I'm like, yeah, you're getting it.
Yeah, she's
And
quiet, but I would say she's probably like apprehensive about everything as far as with understanding. I feel like for the most part, it's like what Sister Victoria said. Uh, the more you read, even past like the hard words and
oh,
everything,
you mean
she breaks it down
Veronica?
like, oh
Veronica.
yeah, Veronica, yeah, yeah, yeah. The more she breaks it down, anyways, that you're gonna gain understanding because she like repeats it and then goes back, brings another philosopher in, and then goes into to it even
I
more.
mean, we have opinions on that. Like when she was writing this book, I was talking to Linda's, when was it, yesterday or the day before. I'm like, I sent her a text. I said she must have used a thesaurus to write this book because
Yeah, for real.
some of the meanings is so simple, and and but we'll talk
Mhm.
about it during the.
But I feel like too, like we talk about that all the
Let
time. That
let's
she
talk.
used the
Hold on, hold
thesaurus,
on, hold,
but
hold on. Let's
the
talk.
word
Let's
that
talk
she
about
chose,
this. Let's talk
yeah,
about this during the session.
yeah, the session, yeah.
Here
But
is
the words that she
if y'all
chose
had
are right. Oh, that's all we get. Every
here
dictionary, every time we went to the dictionary, we're like, that's the right
this
word. So
this section here. The reason why I said I'll come in at 7:30 anyways is because people will have questions outside of the reading, right?
yeah.
Like the question you asked me about Plato. What
Yeah, and
was it?
the order, because I wish she did. She kind of threw out there that like Plato
What
wasn't
what?
accepted or really taught until hundreds of years afterwards. So
Well,
I'm just
yeah.
curious
I
of what
mean,
was happening during the
understand
time
like
comparison. Yeah,
Kemet
Europe
was
didn't
a
exist. I know that. Like
Kemet
Europe
civil
didn't
Kemet
exist.
civilization existed for like at least 4,000 year plus, right? And so we're talking about the civilization. We're not talking
Exactly.
about like they just were developing. They were already developed, right? And so,
But I'm like, is this in the midst of wars? Is this in the midst of
well,
Alexander the
remember,
Great?
remember,
Or
it's in the end of Kemet's falling, right?
yeah,
It's at the end. So if you look at it, it's probably like what 2,500 years ago or something like that, or even a little further back. So you could kind of guess when it started. Just use our calendar, right? Roman calendar started, you know, 2021, so to speak.
yeah,
You know, and you have the whole battle with when if you look at the Christian Bible, the Septuagint that was created by the Greek. It was written in Greek, so they were like there. So, and they were in Kemet for like 300 years studying, right,
yeah.
learning everything they could, and so um, there's a period when they were, they had their hands in it, and so
Mm.
and you can even probably just quickly look it up,
Yeah, I was looking like
like
saw
just
like he
said
was born,
when
they
Greek.
say between 428 to 427, and he died between 348, 347 BCE. So I'm just like tying together different things during that time. Oh, I was meaning to look up the Paleo Polynesian War. I remember that one.
Well, and at this time the Ptolemy
Yeah.
period. So if you look up the Ptolemy period, I'm sure they
So
mention it. A matter of fact, this is when I think Ptolemy the second was the one who wadified the Greek statue. I think, from my recollection, and I'm just coming off the top of my dome, what they were doing was the Greeks. Ptolemy the second was they wanted to put white gods. 'Cause at this time, they were worshiping black deities, right? And so, hey, how you doing, Lindis?
Hey. Good, good. We're doing good, thanks. Hello, hello. Hi.
So, I mean, we're gonna use this time to have like discussions outside of the book, or if you to fill in the blanks of whatever is happening. Veronica sent me an email that she'll be late coming in, and so also I'm not sure what happened to Ninjami if he's coming in today. He hasn't hit me up or anything. So I'm assuming he's probably coming in at 7:30 like everybody since I sent that email message, I mean. Um Miss Sunshine is here. She's coming in.
Shift.
Yeah.
Um. Oh,
She always come at this time, so
yeah. There she comes.
So as I was explaining to, because she was Miss Wheeler was asking question in regards to when Plato, like when Plato wrote the what he wrote, and then we were discussing when did the Greeks got into the Kemet, and I'm like off the top of my dome, I'm assuming is during the Ptolemy period. And so I was letting her know that I think it was Ptolemy the second who because everybody was worshiping black gods, right? And it was, I think, Ptolemy the second who, I think he asked the priesthood if they could put white statues of God, the gods, there, like the deities, right? And they were
Yes.
like no. And I think what happened was they went to a different sect, a religious sect, and kind of there was a war about it, and kind of this is where the whitening of these deities came in. That's just off the top of my dome, but I believe if y'all could look up the Ptolemy period, and I mean, if we're using today's calendar, I would say like today's calendar, maybe 300 years after, like, further back. So maybe the third century or something like that. Maybe let me see that. I know they was there for 300 years,
Yeah. No? Let me grab that.
for like a
Mom,
little
look,
over
look at
300
that.
years.
Actually, keep it back for me as well.
Miss Sunshine, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
You're early.
I know, I know. I floored it today.
So we're starting at 7:30. We're going to start doing the libations at 7:30. And
Okay. Yeah, I floored it today. I'm a fast driver.
well, we changed the time. So if you got the email, we're officially going to be starting at 7:30
Yeah.
because we care for you and we love you. We want you to be here.
Thank
And
you.
you're doing excellent work and you're understanding the writings. Don't worry.
I
Everything
know.
is
I'm so
good.
happy. It's
She
going.
she did a recording on Facebook. It was like the first message of Facebook I got. That was a recording. I'm like, what's this? And so she's breaking down her understanding. I'm like, yeah, she got it.
The voice note. Yeah, I was just making sure that that with the silly, that it's on both sides. So we're African centered. It's like spirituality, and
Hold
then
on. We're gonna be talking about
oh,
that.
okay.
This section is for anything outside of the book, right? So
Okay. All
even
right.
like if y'all want to talk about the like book, like people that she mentioned, we could fill in the blanks. I mean, I'll do my best if I know the answer to that.
Okay, like Descartes and those, not Descartes,
Yeah, I mean,
Aristotle.
right? Yeah, Aristotle,
Okay.
Rene Descartes, and
Okay.
what I could do is, even if necessary, we could look it up, or and share it, or a lot of these people, they're online, like the information on them because they're popular. They're part of the Western society, so you're gonna find that stuff online and any Wikipedia, any encyclopedia, and you could get the quick version of it, just to um have some familiarity. So when you read, see, the toughest thing about reading the books is being familiar with the arguments that are being made.
Yeah.
And the argument is for the battle of Kemet, right? And so there's a who come first type of battle, because in the Afrocentric Afrocentric point of view, we're battling against the. Hold on one second. Is that my brother Ned in there? So in the African point of view, we're battling against white supremacy, and one of the things that they were trying to do is they were trying to whiteify Kemet at one time, and they still doing it. The paintings and all. They're still doing it. Netaneb. Let me see if this is. I think this is Netaneb, my brother.
Peace, brother. Yes,
Oh
Netanyahu
yeah,
is here.
okay. Yeah, that's my brother Netaneb. Any linguistic questions we got today, we got a person that can break it down. But yeah, so this, like Netaneb, we're gonna start at 7:30 with the libation. We're just
Yes.
waiting for other members. What we do is the first half of the, like, from 7 to 7:30.
Yes, sir.
We wait for people, and any questions that people have outside of the book, or like, for example, the book talks about Plato and Aristotle, Rene Descartes, stuff like that. People can ask me questions about those things, but not in regards to the books. Not just myself, but we can have discussion of anything, before 7:30. And that's the format. And then at 7:30, the Buckets family do the libation, and from there we start discussing the book.
Yes, sir.
And this is my brother Netaneb. He been studying linguistics for quite a while, and I support his work. I have supported his work in the past, and he's actually publicized things for some journals, and he's also one of his mentors, Dr. Campbell from Ghana, and so I mean he's doing great work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he texted me in the Facebook Messenger saying he'll be here. So
There. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought Bashir was gonna be here, but maybe he'll be here at 7:30 when everything starts. But Linda's, we're gonna start 7:30 sharp. We're gonna do the libation and start. We're not gonna wait after that.
Yep.
So
We talk, or
then-
so I did a quick overview really quick so I could answer some of the questions. Like, so Potomac Kingdom, that will be around 305 BC to
hold on. What did you say? What kingdom?
the Potomac, or the
Spell it.
the PTOL.
Oh,
Exactly. Potomac.
There's Ptolemy.
Ptolemy. Yeah, the
Ptolemaic.
the Ptolemaic kingdom started between 305 to 30 BC. So Plato would have been like 428.
Hold on, Mr. Wheeler. She's the one who's reading you the book, and you gonna say that like that? Like, come on, brother.
No, I mean, because it's these names.
Go
Right.
ahead.
So Plato's life would have been between 428 through 348. So he would have already been dead at that time.
Mhm.
But like one major happened with his life would be the Battle of Sparta, which is the Peloponnesian War.
Right.
And the battle would have been until like the 400s.
Right.
Kind of seeing like what was happening in Athens at the time.
Yeah.
Is that BC or is that
It's
that's
BC.
That's
It's
BC.
BC.
BC? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
But a lot of these things you could actually just look it up briefly. And to be honest, it's worthwhile looking it up because it does add to your understanding of the book. You can kind of see why these references are made. And again, this is the Battle for Kemet, right? There's even a book written, The Battle for Kemet. And I actually promised you guys that I would send you that, and I didn't. I forgot. Because I created the PDF. I need to find that PDF. If not, I'll ask Ned because I sent he's the reason why I ripped up that book and made a PDF for him. But just remind me, Wheeler, you always remind me that you need something. Yeah, so there's always been a battle for Kemet, and so that's the framework that she's operating from. Dr. Ani. And so again, it's like they can't after Dia, they can't say that Kemet is white, right? They can bamboozle us. And so we're taking a stronghold, and we got to understand Egypt now is ruled by foreigners. And even if those people are mixed in, they're favoring their oppressor daddy side, right? Like, you know, there's some of us who we're all kind of mixed in some ways, but who you gonna choose? You're gonna choose your mama who's, you know, who's keeping it real, or you're gonna choose your rapist, you know? I identify with Mama Dukes, and I don't identify with, you know, the rapist. You know, that's how it is. Hey, Linda's, we got like 2.5 more minutes if you want to prepare.
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
We ready.
Veronica will be here at 8 o'clock. So,
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say peace and blessing to everybody.
Hello.
peace and blessing.
And Yame,
Yes.
I see you got in without any problem today.
Well, yes. Somebody send me the link on time.
I sent you the link in your email, and then I send it to you on chat just in case that, so like that you don't have no excuse. Look, and your wife in the back like betraying you, like, yeah.
Linda, when you gotta explain that much, you did something wrong. Right. There we go.
I was thinking the same thing.
One second, where's that mute button? I'ma boot him out. I wish I could split his screen in half so I could boot him out only. Go ahead, Linda.
Are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
2 minutes ahead of time. You sure?
Let's go.
No, I mean, if you want to wait the 2 minutes, if anybody
No. Let's go. So,